The content of this video is not medical advice or a substitute for physical therapy. Please consult your physician or physical therapist before starting any exercise program.
In today's tip, I'm going to share with you 3 exercises to improve the mobility of those modern shoulders of yours. Now, to get started, all you're going to need is a countertop, ideally some sort of raised surface that's higher than your desk and maybe your kitchen table. And I want you to place your hands about shoulder width on that surface and start walking your feet back until you can comfortably drop your chest and your head between your arms. Now notice I'm bending my knees, so there's no need to make this into a massive hamstring stretch as well. We're just stretching the lats, which are a big upper back muscle that attach to your upper arm as well. And they get really tight after you've been working all day with your hands out in front of you. So this is a way to kind of get some length in them and keep your shoulders nice and mobile. So this is a little stretch. Now, what you'll see me doing here is I'm going into that stretch and I'm holding it for a couple of seconds, just letting the muscles lengthen a little bit, but then I'm coming up and out. So really important here that you stay in a pain-free range of motion, a pretty comfortable level of stretch here, nothing that makes you hold your breath or grit your teeth. And you're going to repeat this on-off stretch for 5 to 8 times until you feel like you're getting a little bit more room in those shoulders. Now, for our second exercise, you're going to go to the floor and you're going to sit with your legs in front of you and your hands out behind you. And what I want you to do here is simply press down into the palms of the hands and broaden the collarbones so that you also feel your shoulder blades kind of flattening on your rear ribs here. Now, there's no need to dramatically thrust the chest or arch your back or do anything like that. We're simply trying to really widen the collarbones and flatten the shoulder blades against those rear ribs. Again, another position that your shoulders have likely not been in for most of the day. So what I want you to do here is just like in the first exercise, you're going to press into your hands and feel the broadening of the collarbones, feel the shoulder blades flatten on those rear ribs, and then ease off a little bit. And depending on what your level of mobility is that you're working with, you may find that you can't quite get as broad as I am right now through the collarbones, and that's okay. You can work up to that. So this should be pretty gentle, and once again, you should never feel pain or strain in this pattern. So holding for just a couple of seconds in this end position and then releasing and letting yourself have a break. Again, practice it about 5 to 8 times depending on your level of mobility and how good it feels to you. Now, before I go on to my third exercise, I just want to remind you that if you like this content, if you feel like it's really helpful, please click like, click subscribe, and share with your friends. We really appreciate your helping us get this content out to the people who want and need it. All right, now for our third exercise, we're going to need a doorway. Now this third exercise is the most dynamic because it involves reaching while standing. And all you're going to need to do is stand in a doorway like this. The simplest version of this exercise is while you're standing directly under the door frame, just reach up and touch the door frame. Then I want you to take a few slow breaths and see as you exhale, if you can kind of coax those front ribs back down. So if you've been working with your hands out in front of you most of the day, then you may find that reaching up requires you to thrust your ribs and arch your back a little bit. And hopefully that's better after you did the first exercise in this series. But just in case you're still thrusting your ribs, stay here for a couple of breaths and see if you can coax them back down. Now, after you've stayed there for a couple of breaths, bring your arms down, shake them out. Don't let all the blood run out of them. And then you can do it again. And I would say up to 5 times. So in this one, 3 to 5 times, because it involves a little bit more effort and it could lead to a little bit more strain. So be careful that you're reaching within a level that feels comfortable to you. Now, if touching the top of the door frame is not an option for you, then just turn to the side and touch the door frame at the side. Get right up next to it and slide your hand up as far as you comfortably can. Again, really avoid thrusting those front ribs. Just go as far as you comfortably can. Breathe, try to draw those front ribs back down, and then draw your hand back down. And once again, practice 3 to 5 times. Just don't forget to practice it on both sides as well. All right, that's all I've got for you this week. I hope that was helpful to you. And until I see you again, keep moving and be well.